Excited to have my next guest on the show. It's the baby-faced killer, Cam Smotherman, who will be fighting next at Dana White's Contender Series, August the 15th, when he takes on Charalampos Grigorio. Cam, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm excited to see you in Contender Series. I always love that time of year. I mean, I've been a big fan ever since they started it. Has this been a goal of yours to get on Contender Series and show your skill set in a more intimate setting like that, or were you hoping to just kind of bust through and get right into the big show?
100%. I would have preferred, a full contract, but this is the next best thing. This essentially is a fight for the UFC. So, you know,
You won the Fury FC 135 strap in February, so that was quite a while ago now. Did you know that this was around the corner? Did you get this news a while ago?
yeah, I pretty much as soon as I won, this was like it was like pretty much unstated, but it was pretty much a done deal that I was gonna get the either a short notice or the contender series. But I knew about it probably four months out, something like that.
Mhm. Was it difficult to kind of stay on the shelf that long? I'm sure you probably wanted to get in there and compete, and fight again before August.
Oh yeah, no, this is like probably one of the longest layoffs I've had since turning pro, and yeah, I don't like it. I feel like if I can fight and I'm healthy, I prefer to fight, but gotta wait for the opportunity.
So, what has life been like for you since you won the belt for Fury FC? Has it just been a lot of in the gym, just sharpening your skill set, getting better, or have you been doing anything else?
Yeah, I mean, my life really is kind of boring. I literally just go to the gym, whether I have a fight or don't have a fight. I'm always in the gym. Like, I don't think anybody trains more than me, more consistently over longer periods of time than me.
How did you get into combat sports? What's your background?
Really, I don't have one. I have a childhood friend who was always like telling me, I should train, I should train, I should train. And then when I went off to college, I didn't know anybody, and I was like, I'm bored, so I just and he texted me one day. I was like, hey, like, are you gonna train out there or whatever? And I was like, you know what, let me just go try it to say, so he'll get off my case about it. And ended up just Googling an MMA gym near me and just got hooked ever since.
Did you play other sports growing up?
Yeah, I mean, as a kid, I played little league football, little league basketball, baseball, played soccer. But once I got to like high school, I was pretty much done with everything, and I was really just kind of hanging out, like But I think those early years of playing sports, taught me how to use my body, and gave me like my baseline athleticism that transferred over to MMA.
And so now you're 8-3 as a professional mixed martial artist. What did you learn from your losses? How did those help you grow?
I would say like each loss taught me something different. Like the first loss, it was like I think it was like 13 seconds or something like that, and I was like, what do you take away from a 13-second loss? Hindsight is always 20/20, but then it was like, okay, everybody I fight is gonna make me nervous. I mean, everybody I fight is gonna be nervous because they're fighting me. Like for me, it's just like I feel like everybody's the same. Like I don't treat anybody more special than the other, but that's not the case with the people I'm fighting. So I just had to learn that like these guys know who I am, and they are worried about what I can do to them. So I need to be on my A game from the start of the bell to the fight's over. I can't, just go in there and kind of lackadaisical. Then with the grapplers, it was just kind of like I have to be on my A game. I have to have max effort the entire time, no matter if they're doing something or not. I have to be the one making something happen.
So do you get nervous at all before fights anymore, or are those days long gone?
So for a while, I stopped getting nervous at all. But as the stakes are getting higher now, I'm like, oh, like you know, this is a big one. It's a bigger one because every fight is the most important fight. And so now, once the talk started coming, like, hey, like, you're in talks for like Contender Series or short notice, then it was like, oh shit, okay, I gotta step it up. So I don't get nervous about the fighter, but I get nervous about what's at stake.
Gotcha. That makes sense. What is the cut like for you to 135? How difficult is that?
Oh, it's not hard at all. I can literally make weight today if I needed to. I'm always in the gym, and I love food and I'm always eating, but I don't get fat. I don't I can make weight pretty much on 2 days notice at any given time.
Man, you're one of those guys that I would have gotten really frustrated with when I was younger because I look at a piece of pizza and I feel like I gained 5 pounds. So that's not the case with you. You can be bad, you can eat some fat food or whatever, and it doesn't really affect you. You don't put on much weight.
Yeah, so like last night, I was trying. I was telling myself like you gotta do everything right. You gotta diet right. But I really wanted some tacos, so I went crazy and I ate like 6 tacos, 7 tacos last night, and I woke up still able to make weight today if I needed to.
Wow. Yeah, well, you put chicken in the tacos, protein. It's healthy. It's not
No, it wasn't
terrible, right?
that. Yeah, it
No?
wasn't. It wasn't. Nah, I went all out.
What was in it?
I got one of chicken. I got beef. I got pork. I got birria. I got man every kind of taco they made. I was just shoving them down. It was kind of gross, but
Well, you got to indulge every once in a while. I know,
yeah.
like, I don't know if you follow much of the NFL, but like DK Metcalf, the guy looks like a Greek god, and he talks about eating like Skittles and all these candies all the time. It blows my
Hmm.
mind that such a high level athlete is putting that in his body. So that's something that you're conscious of when you're in camp, when you're getting ready for a fight. You're feeding yourself the right nutrition most of the time.
I wish I could give myself that much credit, but like as I said, I cheated my diet yesterday. I've cheated my diet every day this week. I just love like pastas and I don't know. I just work really hard, try to burn it off.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm not. I'm naturally a small person, and I don't know, but I definitely am not eating super healthy pretty much at any given time. Even fight week, I'm like I can't just eat like the right thing every time. Like I'll go to Popeyes fight week or get donuts fight week.
How old are you now?
25.
Okay. I mean, the nickname is the babyface killer. You definitely clean shaven. You look young, but yeah, you get closer to 30. I'll be interested. Hopefully we can chat again a couple years from now and see if that's changing a little bit because it sure as it did for me. Let me talk to you a little
Don't get
bit.
me wrong. It's definitely getting like there's definitely like more repercussions. Like even from like 5 years ago, I started noticing like really when I turned like 23, I started noticing a change. I'm like, this isn't burning as fast as it used to.
Hmm.
I just, I just like making bad decisions every now and then.
Yeah. Well, you got to make bad decisions every once in a while, my man. Tell me a little bit about camp. Like who has been around you? Who have been your main training partners to get you ready for this contender series fight?
You know, my we have a pretty small gym. We have a pretty small crew, so our crew doesn't really change. We got a lot of work in with Adrian, of course. Rafian Stotts, he's a big part of my game. One of my teammates, Eduardo Anaya, was there for most of my camp, and he helped me out a lot. But he broke his nose. Well, his nose got broken in training, so he's not been around as much. But we have a lot of guys. Yeah, just the same old crew, Metro
Mhm.
Fight Club.
Yeah, I've talked to Adrian. I've been lucky to talk to Adrian a handful of times so far in his young career. I've never spoken with Rafian Stotts via interview form like this, but I'm really intrigued about the top of the 135 division for Bellator. Tell me your thoughts. Obviously, you got Stotts. The champ is Pettis. Danny Sabatella's up there. Patchy Mix, Pitbull just fought Pettis. Who do you feel like is Stott's going to fight next, and who do you feel like would be his most difficult matchup?
I have no idea who he's gonna fight next. Because I kind of feel like him, Patchy, and Sergio beat everybody else, beat everybody there is to beat left. So it's kind of like, well, what do you do now? His toughest fight, I really thought his toughest fight was I mean, it was Sabatello. I mean, well, obviously, Patchy got him in the last one, but by definition, that's kind of a fluke. Like it was like a minute in or something like that. I'm not discrediting him, but by definition, it's unlikely. I would like for him to get that fight back, but I'm pretty sure Patchy's gonna fight Sergio next. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. He's kind of in no man's land right now because he beat everybody on the way up. So maybe he waits for Patchy and Sergio to fight, or maybe
Mm.
he gets a Higo, or I don't know.
Well, I always enjoy watching him compete. He's definitely a hell of a fighter. And as I'm sure you're well aware, Danny Sabatello, who he recently fought, talks a lot of junk. How does that affect you? If you had any opponents in the past that talk a lot, does that affect you one way or the other?
So I've honestly been waiting for somebody to say something. I love that. I love like I can go all day. Like in the gym, I'm the guy that's always running my mouth. I try not to just go after people for no reason. Like my opponents, for example, I don't just start talking bad about them for no reason. It's just like we're already gonna fight. But I would love to have that rivalry or just have somebody just want to be disrespectful because I feel like that will motivate me, even that little bit more.
Yeah, I love that. And I've been a big fan of trash talk in combat sports.
Mm.
I think it adds to it. It sells pay-per-views. It gets people more excited about the fight. Who do you feel like is the greatest trash talker in combat sports ever?
Ever, I mean, when Connor was hot, he was so hilarious. Back like now, I feel like it's kind of cringe. It's like, because you're not fighting anymore. But Connor used to like have me like hunched over, dying laughing from the things he would say. So I'll probably have to give him the goat for MMA at least.
Okay. I would put Chael Sonnen right there too. I don't, you're probably
Oh
a little
yeah,
young
Chael,
to
yeah.
remember like everything that he said, but my goodness, that guy was just hysterical. And he was very quick-witted on the mic too.
Yeah, yeah, no, Chell's funny too. Chell's hilarious. Yeah, but I kind of feel like I almost feel like I have to put Connor over him just because everybody was trying to be like him afterwards,
Yeah.
and even now, it's so bad whenever you see guys do it and they fail. Like it's just like 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 yeah.
What do you think of Colby Covington's trash talk?
Oh my god, it's so bad. Like it's like he's trying so hard that it just makes it not fun. Like it's just and for me, it's not even like I want to see him lose. I just don't want to see him at all. Like even Sabatello too. Like it's just so like I'm like it's not funny to me. Like I'm just like this is just like whack. I can't subscribe to it.
So when the day comes when you run across that opponent that is chirping at you a little bit, what kind of a style do you have? Can you compare yourself to someone? Maybe not like a fighter, but is there a comedian out there that you feel like you're somewhat similar to?
Uh Man, I don't know. That's hard. I never even thought about that before. I don't know if I don't know. I'm kind of like brutal. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like I don't know. I just go. I don't know. It's hard. I don't know. Like me and Rafian are kind of similar, but I feel like I'm like kind of worse than him. Like I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's too hard for me.
Tough
I'm sure
question.
there's somebody, but it's yeah.
Okay. You say worse than him. Are you mean you just like you get a little bit more like aggressive? Is that what you mean? Like or
like like Raffiano, like he'll have a chill, Like for me, I don't have a chill. Like I'll keep going. Like I want to like hurt your feelings. Like it'll be funny, but it's like you just want me to stop at a certain point where it's just like I'll just keep going.
okay. So note to self, if there's anyone out there that watching you that could be a future potential opponent, they should probably keep the trash talk off to the side and save it for someone else. Let's talk about this upcoming fight, man. I'm really excited. August 15th, it's week 2, Dana White's Contender Series. we know the format, right? Like you got to go in there. He's looking for quick finishes, impressive fighters that are going to go in there and put it on their opponent and hopefully get a finish in some capacity. Is that the game plan for you? Or are you more concerned with making sure that you get your hand raised and you do it in a dominant fashion?
So with the way I fight naturally, like I mean, just being honest with you, I'm not really a great round winner. I'm a great finisher, and I finish a lot of fights, and I have won decisions. But I go to splits because like the way I fight, I feel like it's hard for judges to understand exactly what I'm doing. Like where I'm placing all my shots is very intentional. Like I'm not looking. I'm not necessarily thinking about winning a decision. I'm not one of those guys that's just happy to win. Like every decision I have, like disgusts me. Like I've never. I don't think I've ever like celebrated winning a decision. Like I'm like I need to do better. I need to be finishing all my fights. So naturally, the way I fight, I'm looking to finish. Like, and I'm not like one of those guys that's like hell bent. I'm looking for a finish. My game plan is to finish fights, but I'm not gonna do anything stupid.
Mhm. Okay, yeah, fair enough. And so you, basically with your style, you feel like you're the guy, you're the type of fighter that Dana White's looking for.
Oh, 100%. That I feel like that's the only reason I'm getting this opportunity. There's people with better records than me for sure, but like the way I fight, like I finish people, and it's not even like the boring like TKO. Like I finish people. Like stand up out of your seat. Like, oh my God, what did he just do? Finish. Like it's different.
Obviously, you mentioned your teammate Adrian Yanez earlier in the interview. He's someone that had a lot of success at Contender Series, and now he's killing it in the UFC. Have you been able to kind of talk to him and pick his brain about what it's like, your first time in the Apex and such an intimate venue for this whole setting? Like I would imagine with him already experiencing it, that's something that you probably learned from him.
So like me and Adrian are like more than teammates. Like we're like legitimate friends. And back when I was still an amateur, when he made his UFC debut, he actually brought me to his corner. He had me corner him for that fight. And when we were like on the plane or just landed in Vegas, and I was like, or we were like maybe walking around, and I was like, thank you for bringing me. You could have brought anybody. And he was like, no, he was like, I brought you because I know you're gonna be here one day, and I don't want it to be new to you. And I was still an amateur when he said that, so he was right. Like I got the experience. Like I kind of know what to expect. I've been in the Apex, like 3 or 4 times maybe, so I kind of know what to expect, and yeah, so it really feels like business as usual.
That's a really cool story. I'm glad I made it a point to ask that. Let's talk about your opponent, Charalampos Grigorio. Very similar record to you, except he has one less win, 7-3. He's got 5 TKO victories. But I noticed looking at his record on Tapology, 2 of those are by leg kicks. So that's clearly something that he likes to implement in there. What do you think of his style? What do you think of him as a fighter?
I think I respect him. I've seen in interviews where I'm not. I've seen him say like he thinks he's like a world class kickboxer, and I wouldn't give him that much credit. I don't necessarily think he's a world class kickboxer, but the thing I absolutely respect about him is and whenever he says why he thinks he's gonna beat me is he says he's gonna leave his heart in the cage. He 100% throws with everything he has. Everything he fully commits to whatever he decides to do. So when he decides he wants to wrestle, is fully committed to wrestling. When he decides he wants to grapple, is fully committed to grappling. So the strikes, he fully commits to the strikes. Um, and I respect that. I respect that a lot. And that's dangerous. Like, I have to deal with that. However, I don't think that that's enough to beat me. I don't think wanting it bad is enough to get the job done against me. So I see the leg kicks. I know he likes to look for the leg kicks, and so we're gonna see if he can get them off on me. I'm gonna do everything I can to not get hit with them, but yeah, I'm not necessarily worried about any one thing from him.
So you feel like you're just kind of better everywhere than him.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain aspects of my game. I feel like the things that I'm good at, I'm better than him at. But I think there's things I think there's things he's better than me at. Like I think his defensive wrestling is really impressive. But I think my defensive wrestling is better than his offensive wrestling. So I'm sure we'll find that out.
How do you see this fight ending? Like, what's your way too early prediction here?
My game plan is pretty much the same with everybody. I'm going in there to knock him out. I don't. I feel like as long as I can find, like I don't think people look at me and expect me to hit as hard as I do, but like I can crack.
All right, man. I'm excited to see you in there. It's right around the corner again, August the 15th. One last thing for you, Cam. I wanted to ask you before we get out of here today. With you being as young as you are, if you do get this win and you get into the UFC, do you want to jump at a short notice opportunity fight, or would you like to kind of take your time and get a full camp in and really think about long-term goals in the UFC?
I want to do whatever makes sense. If a short notice opportunity pops up that makes sense for me, like I said, I'm in the gym anyway, and I'm willing to take that. Um, I do have this personal goal that I've had for I guess 4 years now of wanting to fight on the same card as Adrian. Out of all my teammates, he's the only one I have that I've never fought on the same card with. So I do want to fight on the same card as him. I believe he's fighting October 14th. So I would love to get that shot.
All right. Very cool, my man. Well, again, I appreciate the interview today. Looking forward to watching you on ESPN Plus, Dana White's Contender Series, August the 15th. Before we do get out of here, I want to give you the floor. If there's anyone you want to thank, anything you want to plug, the floor is yours.
I just want to thank you to everybody that supports me, everybody that helps me get to this point of my career. And there's too many people to name, so you know who you are. And yeah, thank you.